All right, we're back. So yes, like I was saying, there's a distress beacon or whatever. Ship gets off course and they go check it out. And inside the ship, they find this huge alien, which is, chest just fucking ripped out. Space jockey, if you will. And of course they find the eggs. And of course, John Hurt goes down there. Boom, facehugger. And that's another thing, the facehugger tapping scene. Very low budget technique. Like when you see the making of it, which there's like 10 hours of just extra featured on this thing. And I'm such a nerd that I actually sat down and watched all of it. But yeah, I mean, the techniques they use, brilliant. And I mean, through the whole fucking thing. I mean, from, the facehugger scene, from it jumping out of the egg, getting to the chest burster. Dude, that's a classic, that's a classic scene no matter what. Like, I don't care, take your Citizen Kane, you're gone to win, get him the fuck out of here. That is cinema right there. Dude, blood's everywhere, people are freaking out, fucking runs off. I love it. So, yes, I mean, it's a kick-ass movie, I definitely recommend to you guys. I mean, flat out, it spawned 3 sequels, 2 crossover movies with the Predator, AVP and AVP2. And of course, it's getting, it's a prequel, the Prometheus movie, which Prometheus won't have the actual aliens in it. Should have the space jockey, though. But, yeah, it's a brilliant fucking movie. And, that's one thing about this movie, too. It's just, one thing I can truly say about this is, I'll go ahead and throw it out there right now, I'm pretty sexist. Like, I don't even care to admit to my, trillions and trillions of fans that I'm a sexist guy, but there are 2 women in the history of cinema that, to me, they're just badasses, and they can hold their own with any man, period. One of them would be the Bride from the Kill Bill movies, but the other one is Ripley. I mean, flat out. And then, of course, she don't really develop her kick-ass skills until, I think, Aliens. But, she definitely gets the skills here. I mean, she starts honing them a little bit. Leadership skills. Like when, the black dude, his real name's Yaphet Kotto, whatever. I can't think of the dude's character name. Get Up and Kill, if you're listening, you can slam me on that one. I'm blanking right now. Anyways, like whenever, Dallas gets killed, spoiler alert, fuck it, it's 1979, people. You should have already seen this. If you don't want any more spoilers, skip ahead for like 2 minutes. I'll be here doing The Shining next, so, I'm sure you'll catch me on that one. But anyways, yes, Dallas is dead, and now she has to kind of take control. And it's neat to kind of see her, like, because at the time, she was, like, second command or whatever, but she steps up into that leadership role, and I love that. I mean, you kind of see the evolution of her character in this movie right here. But, yes, no, it's really brilliant. And that's another thing, too, about the characters is that, and I watched part 4 first. So I already knew, like, Ripley, or Sigourney Weaver, is, like, the main character, and it revolves around her. But, back in 1979, like, there wasn't really a whole lot of, known faces in this bunch of people, just like, these 7 actors and actresses thrown on a ship or whatever. And there was no, like, actual main character. Now, I mean, I guess if you're watching for the first time, like, I would assume, like, I would go with, Tom Skerritt, Dallas. Like, he's got to be the main character because he's, like, he's the captain of the ship, whatever, and he's the male. I mean, usually you have a male lead, But this one kind of, it turned it all on its head. And I can imagine, I mean, I wish I could have seen it back then because it literally is. I mean, it is like a standard slasher. Everybody's getting picked off one at a time. In that sense, it's a standard slasher. But, yeah, I mean, I would have loved to see it because, I mean, you don't know, because, normally when you watch a slasher movie, you get your stereotypes. I mean, you can always tell right off the bat who the main girl is, and it's usually a main girl. You can always tell who she is, but then everybody else, you get like the slutty girl and the jock and the asshole. Usually the jock and the asshole, same guy. The nerdy loser, whatever. And of course, right off the bat, like who's probably gonna bite it first, and whatever. But in this one, I mean, it literally was like you didn't know who was the main character, what the pecking order is per se. And like one scene in particular that I find kind of interesting is the fact that Yaphet Kotto, what was his name? Brett was the other one, and then you had that's what drives me nuts. I don't want to pause it and run and look. Fuck it. But black dude and Lambert and Ripley are like the last 3 standing. And she's like, they're decided they're going to blow the ship and get the fuck out of Dodge. So she's like, go get supplies. I'm going to go to the ship, whatever. But she's by herself. And I think if you're watching for the first time and you don't know, like for some reason you just have no idea about the Alien franchise or who Sigourney Weaver is, you're just watching this movie for the first time, I would assume that you would think, yes, Sigourney Weaver's going to be killed next, obviously. But it's not. I mean, the alien shows up and takes these guys out. Another good thing I like about this, is the fact that, there is no, it's not really sci-fi. Like, everybody's going to be like, it's a sci-fi movie. There's nothing really sci-fi about it. I mean, yes, it's in space. I will grant you that. But, like, that's not fiction. Like, we can go to space now. It's set a little bit in the future, sure, yes. But, I mean, what they're doing up there is not really fantastic or anything. It's almost like science fact. They're just mining, minerals, whatever, on a ship, and they're bringing it to Earth. We kind of do that now, like on Mars and shit, always bringing samples back. And so, really, technically, I don't consider this science fiction at all. To me, this is classic fucking horror. I mean, that's all there is to it. It's an alien. There's nothing, what's sci-fi about that? It's a monster. It's a creature. Whatever you want to call it. I mean, we got monsters here on Earth in movies, and we're like, well, that's horror. No, there's no difference. It's a fucking killing machine. It's a creature up there. I mean, and this is like one of the ultimate killing machines, too. I mean, come on. Acid for blood. Got jaws within jaws. Just fucking snarling all the time. This thing's vicious. Flat out just fucking vicious. And once again, going back to it's a horror movie, though. I mean, just flat out horror movie. I mean, there's just so many elements. Like, it even has a cat. One of my favorite things in any kind of horror movies, like when they're like, someone's looking and they hear a noise or whatever, and they get kind of close and they're like, what's the... And cat jumps out. Scares the shit out of everybody. That's in this movie. There's a cat in space, for Christ's sake. There's even a night, stormy, rainy scene. Because they're like in this he's in a coolant room. And there's water dripping down. It's almost like he's out in the rain. And he's about to get picked off by a killer. I mean, it's literally, get the body count. It's like a giant haunted house, too. This place is just a creepy spaceship. It's no Star Trek Enterprise, none of that shit. Not sleek or nothing. No, it's like I said, space truckers in space. And it literally is just like this industrial, but it was like gothic overtone kind of thing to it. Oh, dude, it's brilliant. So yeah, and that's really like, I mean, I can probably sit here and just run my mouth constantly about this movie, but I think I'll end it there. Definitely recommend it. If you haven't already seen it, that's the thing, you should already see it. Like, you should just be watching like, yes, Phantom, yes, we know, this is great. But guess what? I'm telling you anyways, and if you haven't seen it, punch yourself right in the dick, and then go out and watch this right here. You ain't, you won't regret it. Alright. Well, going to another classic, and we're going to go up one more year. This Alien was 1979, we're going to 1980 right now with The Shining. Yes, this is my favorite Stephen King movie right here. I didn't know if I gave my answer earlier or not when I did the question of the week, so if you're confused, yes, this is it right here. Basic premise here is a family goes to the Overlook Hotel to be caretakers for the winter, and Dad starts going a little crazy, getting possessed. But his boy is psychic, and he can kind of see this going down. What will happen? Well, goddamn it, you should have already seen it because it's 1980, and this is a classic. Like, people I know who don't even like horror movies, they love this movie. Like, this is one of those that transcends, like, all genres. Oh, my God. Kubrick's direction. And this is another one, too. Okay, Alien, like, I just kind of talked about how, like, the first 40 minutes, kind of nothing happens. That's this. I mean, Kubrick sets up this deliberate, slow pace, and it just builds this dreadful tension. I mean, it's the atmosphere, too, because it's so dreary. And I just love it because, I mean, we already know what's going to go down. We know from the start, shit's going to hit the fan. And old Jackie's going to go crazy with the axe, buddy. And he does, too. But just getting there, it's tension. That's what I'm saying. It builds tension. And for the first, whatever, we'll say 40 minutes again, it's slowly mounting and everything. Oh, dude, it's brilliant. The acting in this, top notch as well. Once again, the effects, I mean, they're not like a lot of special effects, but the effects they do have, they're top shelf. Once again, I mean, I think that the two key players in this movie is definitely Jack Nicholson and Stanley Kubrick. Kubrick's a master. He didn't really touch horror a whole lot. This one, that's pretty much it, I believe. If I'm wrong, correct me, please do. No, I mean, when he did, he knocked it out of the park, for sure. Now, one thing I love about this one, like the big thing is, this is the movie that I have a lot of fond memories of, because this is the movie that scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. This is it. Like, if you would ask me when I was like 5 or 6, hey, movie fan, what scares you the most? I would be like, it's The fucking Shining. Flat out. I think I mentioned this before on the show. Dude, those two little dead girls. I don't give a shit. Those two little dead girls scare the shit out of me. There's a scene early on when Danny's in a game room. Like, they just show up at the hotel. The hotel still got people in it. I mean, broad daylight, and it's two little girls come in the room. I'm still freaking out. Like, it could have been a dark and stormy night. We're talking, you know, just creepy shadows everywhere. Those girls show up. I will shit myself. But it's broad daylight. They still show up. I still shit myself. I mean, it's a scary fucking thing. Now, once again, I've grown up, obviously. You can see how mature I am. So, obviously, the punch is taken away. But still, when you're a kid, and you live in like a farmhouse, and you got the only fucking bedroom on the bottom floor, which is still fucked up, by the way. Yeah, it's some scary shit right there. And I didn't mention this last time, I had the door, like I didn't have no doors in my room. Like that's kind of fucked up, I guess, in a way. But I can see the bathroom. The bathroom is right there. And I'm picturing the old woman in the fucking bathtub. That's a little mindfuck too, because when you're younger, you're watching that scene, you're like, oh, it's a naked lady. Alright. And then she starts forming up, and she's getting bloated, and just older and everything. Oh, these scary shit. Yes, The Shining. Once again, guys, come on. You should have already seen this. That's what I'm doing. I mean, right now I'm hitting the classics, and we'll start getting some obscure stuff later down the road. But right now, I mean, we're hitting the shit that you guys should have already seen, flat out. Brilliant. Love it. I mean, it's quotable, too. Like, I quote this movie all the time, you know. You know, Wendy, darling, light of my life. You didn't let me finish. You know, bash your fucking brains right in. It's brilliant. I'm not gonna lie, I flubbed the line there, but goddamn, when I'm on a roll, I can actually take it and just run with it. No, it's this brilliant stuff right here. You know, another thing, I'll talk about some obscure, you know, little areas here. This little weirdness of this movie. I think this is actually the first time we had a furry scene on film. Now, I'm not sure about the history of the furries. Now, for you know, for those of you out there who don't know what the furries are, it's a sexual thing where people dress up as animals and have some freaky, weird animal sex. I'm not condoning it. If there's any furries out there who want to hook up, hey, I'll fuck you in the Phantom outfit. It's all good, you know. I mean, I'm going to keep the Phantom. I ain't going to wear like a, you know, raccoon outfit or anything like that. I'll be the Phantom fucking you. You can be the weird animal. I don't care. But in this one, there's a weird little scene. And never, like in the book, like I've read the book too, and I'll say right now that the movie's better than the book. Like I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You know, you just can't beat Jack or Kubrick for that matter. There's a scene where, you know, when shit starts hitting the fan and Jack's already gone nuts and he's, you know, hunting Danny out the axe. She goes up the stairs and she looks down this room and there's a dude laying down on the bed, and then there's this guy like in a bear outfit, clearly blowing him. Like he's blowing him, dude. I mean, that's all there is to it. And of course, you know, the guy raises up and they're looking, and you know, the bear raises up. Well, I'm a kid. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, when you're a kid, you don't know about blowjobs. You know, I'm 5 years old. I don't know about, you know, dude sucking it. And yeah, I knew at that age, this is some weird shit right here. What the hell am I seeing right here? It's brilliant. It's just brilliant. That's the thing too. Is like, okay, now I love this movie. It's close to a fucking masterpiece. But there is one tiny flaw. And I just found it recently. Is you know, Shelley Duvall, the mother, Wendy. Dude, she got my fucking nerve there toward the end. And it was weird because, like, okay, Danny, who's been having visions this entire movie. And it's a long movie. So the entire movie, he's, like, seeing weird shit, everything else. Getting chased by his dad with an axe, you know, that's scary enough, too. He's been attacked by the woman, you know, she kind of strangled him and everything. But, you know, right now, he's being chased for his life. And, of course, you know, Wendy is running, but she's, like, running to, like, this random shit. And she's screaming and she's freaking out. I'm like, you know what? You're not even being chased by an axe. You're being talked to. Like there's a scene where, have I talked that long already? All right, you know what? Take a quick break. I'll be right back. So, all right.